David Savage, a.k.a. Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Okay, so welcome to the show. Let's get on with the Star Wars news. Later on in the show, in the review section, there will be the Clone Wars animated series, episode 11, Shattered review. So stick around for that later on in the show, and that is part of the news. Clone Wars continues on Disney Plus, and it's in the 11th episode, second last episode, and apparently the last episode is going to appear on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, so it sort of makes sense. Check that one out. Speaking of May the 4th, there's going to be a number of things through Disney Plus that you may want to check out. As you know, there was the Mandalorian series behind the scenes that will be good. Also, The Rise of Skywalker will be on the Disney Plus network, so you'll be able to watch that at any time, anywhere, really. So that is pretty much the news for this time around. Let's get into the views. Views is about my story ideas rather than predictions or YouTube viewage amounts. But that doesn't matter. I'm still here, still rocking on. But my story idea this week is probably a little bit obvious and probably on the minds and a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans, and it's sort of a bit of a it's partly about where the Clone Wars is at the moment. It's the episode 12, which is going to be in the coming days. What would I include in that storyline of episode 12, which may be obvious to a lot of people, but I don't know. But this is something I would definitely include. It would be probably then the greatest Clone Wars episode ever. If they did include this, and just so that magnitude of some sort, I definitely would put in Darth Vader, because at this point, episode 12 must be about Darth Vader. Anakin is pretty much no longer. Anakin Skywalker, that is. Definitely be the main character in episode 12, but not overshadowing all the other characters, from Rex to Maul, to Ahsoka, even Obi-Wan. It would be good, or even Yoda, and anything like this would be great. I would love to see that be about Darth Vader, not purely, but just a really big part of it, and a lot of darkness to this episode. That's what I would include as a story idea to episode 12, Clone Wars Season 7. That then we'll can only see. So that's my story idea for this week, which is views. Let's get into reviews. Reviews is about, once again, the Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 11, called Shattered. Straight off the bat, this is a 9 out of 10 episode. It was really slow and dramatic. Like, it really had you really watching for every moment. The way I felt in this film is how we should have felt in The Last Jedi, episode 8. Nothing against The Last Jedi, because I thought it was a good film. Episode 8 in the actual saga. All these episodes in different places, but anyway, episode 8 here, episode 11 there, what the hell's going on? But that's Star Wars. You've got to be a hardcore Star Wars fan to really keep up with all this. But anyway, so it's a 9 out of 10. I just really like that slow build up. I like that sort of anticipation. I thought Maul's connection was great with Ahsoka, just to see and hear, almost like, as I've said before, this Back to the Future sort of crossing over past and future together, sort of creates a sort of an interesting feel to the movie, sort of like different angles. Like in Back to the Future, if you ever saw number 2 and number 3, it sort of went back in where they were in 1955 and sort of had to walk around that and not upset the whole sort of timeline for that point. But it just not about the timeline, it was more about going around that scene, sort of it created an interesting angle for the story, and that's what happened in this particular episode of the Clone Wars. And it was just great to sort of hear and see partial to what Revenge of the Sith, which was episode 3 in the Clone Wars Shattered episode 11. That connection, that was really, really well done. And the way the actual episode ended sort of gives us a real anticipation for the next and final episode, which is unfortunate. It's now, because it's really stepped up a gear, especially in these last 4 episodes, which they really pushed separately, as you could tell with the whole, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can you believe this? You got so many levels of these episodes in all these different numbers, but for the final episode, let's just call it the final episode. The final episode really gives us an open canvas. We sort of know what's going to happen, but we sort of don't know what's going to happen, and what they're going to really create in their sort of storyline at this point. All I just hope and wish is a real interesting dark episode, maybe a bit longer than usual, and as I said before, having Darth Vader be one of the main characters. Anyway, 9 out of 10 review. Check it out on Disney Plus. It's called Shattered. It's in season 7, episode 11. Check that one out. It's available now on Disney Plus. Anyway, so let's get into the interviews. Interviews is going to be 2Q. That's 2 questions where I ask myself for you guys out there, and I'm going to sort of use this again, sort of like a review type interview. It's all to do with the Rise of Skywalker episode 9 DVD, Blu-ray, 4K package, whatever you want to, how you've ever bought it. What is a great thing about this package? I think the great thing is that I think if you look at it closely, the way that they and the features, because I'm a real big features person. Features were filmed really well, and had great different music in it for the features, and it really had a cinematic feel. The actual features, the documentaries, things like that. Obviously, most of it was for the big screen. That's why you got that cinematic feel. But the way the camera behind the scenes for these features filmed, it had that real cinematic sort of look to the angle of the cameras, to how it was filmed and how it was edited, and with the music they added with it, I thought it was really, really nice. That was a great thing. Okay, so that's my first question. What is not a great thing for the Rise of Skywalker episode 9 DVD, Blu-ray, 4K package? What is not? Well, as I said before, I'm a big features person, and the one feature that they did not have, I don't know if it's available in other forms, but on the main feature of the film, there was no director's commentary. Now, I got the Steel Book Blu-ray package, so whether this appears on the 4K, I don't know. Whether this will appear with Disney Plus's version of The Rise of Skywalker, I don't know. Whether this will feature in a future episode, I don't know. But having no director's commentary really just takes away from, just little secrets and an interesting angle from the director and or writers and or cast. I really look forward to that ever since they introduced this sort of ideal director's commentary. It just gives you more insight and fun and excitement about the film. That's the one thing that that for me was not great, because it was not added in it. Anyway, if you do have a copy with a director's commentary, let me know on the comments by YouTube or Instagram or my Twitter account. That'd be great. But anyway, so that's my interviews 2Q for this time around. Anyway, this show is a weekly Star Wars show where I do the news, the views, reviews, and interviews, and things like this. By the next episode, it will be May the 4th, which is May the 4th be with you. We know a lot of things that are coming out this year through Disney Plus. Hopefully, there's going to be some other surprises. I don't know. But if not, just keep rocking. And until next week, my friends, keep rocking.